out here to set up. Alright, man, homie, here you go. These are skills you need to concentrate on right here. Ready for this? Wait, hold up. Let me mute my music so I can make this a highlight clip. Alright, shut the fuck up. Okay, so here's the skills that... Yeah, sure. Okay, here you go. Here's the skills you need to level up on your hunter. Trembling shot. This is in your bow tree, alright? You level up your bow mastery first, okay? Obviously level up all your masteries. Bow mastery, crossbow mastery, and this critical fire mastery. You level up all of these to max. Once you get 170, you'll be able, and you get your Meister skills, you'll be able to unlock this to level 15. You can upgrade all your skills to 15 in this bow tree now. But I chose to level the mastery, max out all of these, critical fire, crossbow mastery, and bow mastery. Next, you want to max vulnerable point and wonder firing. These two skills are going to be really important for killing bosses, killing people, killing mobs, like everything you need. These things are very important. These two in the middle here. You also want to level up on the bow side from trembling shot down. So trembling shot should be like either your first or second skill that you do in fighting things. So normally when I have a group of mobs, I wonder firing to group them all up and keep them all in the same place, and then I trembling shot and then use my Meister skill step 1. Because that will keep them all in that same area the whole time, right? So that skill, those 3 skills alone will probably kill anything I have to kill in this game. Alright, so from Trembling Shot down, you level up Trembling Shot to max, Fiora Novos to max, Rapid Fire to max, and Quick Arrest to max. Alright, for your crossbow skills, you still want to level up your crossbow mastery. You want to level up Flame Blast and Demo Bomb first. Like, these are the most important of the crossbow skills that you're going to use. And then you want to level up either Chaos Blast or Catch Blow Up, depending on which one you like to do more. So say, like, this skill is really, at max level, this skill is really, really strong. And it does, like, hella damage. So, if you want to PK, or you want to be, like, you know, if you want to be... How do I say this? If you want to be poking people and doing more single target damage, or if you want to PK, then Chaos Blast is better, because the effect it gives when you use it is that it makes your target like lose targeting on you. So you're able to like Chaos Blast and then try and, you know, maybe do one of your buffs, like say your Elastic Force is back up, or say you just need to create some space between you and your target. You want to use Chaos Blast. But if you want more AoE damage versus mobs, or if you want a skill that like restrains, like this skill does the same sort of thing that Slow Arrow does or Crow Wings does, where it gives that bind around the person and they can't move if you hit them with this. So if it's the thing you targeted, they will get that bind. But everything else doesn't. So this skill actually does a ton of damage at level 10 as well, but it does AoE damage. This is more single target. It's probably like 3 or 4k higher at max than this is at max. But this is single target, this is AoE. Alright, so after you choose either Chaos Blast or Catch Blow Up, and then also you've leveled up your Flame Blast and your Demo Bomb, you're good on your crossbow tree. That's all you'll need. Alright, so now we'll go back over to the Hunter tab. So here you have your own personal display of what you want out of the game. So say you have ice damage in your bow, that's great. You can go for Ice Arrow, but it's still only going to make a difference more. It's like what, like a 400 500 damage difference, Ice Arrow max versus like Poison Arrow max. Like Poison Arrow, here it is. It makes the target lose max HP, has a chance to contaminate into nearby enemies, so nearby enemies will also lose HP, and their guard and defense will decrease. So that's pretty good. Like, if you're trying to kill mobs, you know, if you want to just focus on killing monsters, either Poison Arrow or Explosion Arrow would be good. Explosion Arrow is like a one-hit wonder firing in that it hits one time in an explosion, and then the target that you hit has a chance to lose, like, their defeat resistance. So, like, their chance to get knocked back can go away. So every skill you hit them with will knock them back. And I like to keep this skill at level 1, because it's still really, really beneficial to like throw that on a target. Like say a baggy uses a skill that like reduces him from getting knocked back, then you can use Explosion Arrow to kind of like relegate him back to what like he normally is. Alright, so after you choose like one of these, stick with it. So if you choose Ice Arrow, which is like what most hunters choose right now and is in most bows nowadays, ice damage, it slows someone with a 95% chance of slowing them. So this is really good against characters that are going to constantly be on top of you. AKs, baggies, half baggies, summoners, anything you can do, you reduce their movement speed by 95%. That's a fuck ton, dude. That's like, they almost can't move, you know? It's going to be really, really hard for them to get to you unless they use their dashes or like something like that. So what I like to do is gain some space with like crow wings into rapid fire, and then hit them with either slow arrow or hit them with explosion arrow or ice arrow, depending on what the situation is. Like if it's a baggy and I really need to make sure I can knock him back and hit him with a good combo, then I'll use explosion arrow. If it's an AK, I want to use ice arrow because I think he's going to charge me, and then I'll probably use chaos blast to get away. So there's a lot of situation that goes into choosing what your arrow is, but I would recommend ice arrow over everything. Now you also want to level up your Terrace Magic and Cure Wounds and Speed and Wind Moving, actually. All of these five, like, or four, my math again, 4 buffs right here, you want to level up to max. So Terrace Magic's going to increase your health and shield. Like mine went from 23k to 28k at max level, so that's 5k shield. By like it increases it by 1%. So I got 5k, about 5k. Cure Wounds is obviously going to do what it says. It's going to heal you as you have it on. So I like to pop Terrace Magic and then immediately after pop Cure Wounds, so all that HP regenerates really fast. And obviously at max level it increases the amount of EXP you actually gain from it. Alright, so I think we're going to have Sin Eaters here, so we got to be careful real quick. Fuck. Dude, that missed? Are you serious? I don't know how I didn't get hit by that, but alright, I'll take it. Okay, so let's see. We were talking about this tab here. Okay, so max your Cure Wounds, max your speed, because this increases your long range attack as well as increases your movement speed. And you want to keep this on at all times. It expires right as the cooldown comes back up, so you want to keep this skill on at all times. Another thing you want to consider maxing is Slow Arrow. Now, Slow Arrow is really good for binding people, but it's also it's one hit, so it has like barely any chance of actually actually like hitting the target. Like there's a chance it will miss, and there's also the chance that if it doesn't miss, it won't get the debuff. But the debuff at max level is that it keeps your target in place for 5 whole seconds. So there's a lot you can do in 5 seconds. You can set up like Slow Arrow into Trembling Shot, highest Jercita, and keep someone right in their spot for like at least 6 or 7 seconds after Jercita ends. So Slow Arrow is really good to max for that binding shot, but you gotta have enough points. Like you don't want to be putting points into these into Slow Arrow or Crow Wings here until you have like a lot of extra points, like your high level, right? So I'm level 192, so I'm at the point where I can finally like start deciding what kind of fun stuff I want to level, because I've already leveled up all the majority of the good things, like my necessary skills. So I'm now going for the other types of skills. All right, now that brings me to Crow Wings. I want to talk about this for sure. So Crow Wings is really good. It hits really hard. It keeps the target bound, and then the last hit even knocks them back. So it binds your target right so they can't move, and then as you're hitting them, you're getting further away as you're flying back away from the target, but they're also staying bound so they can't move, and then they get knocked back as well on the last hit. So it's really difficult for a character to get to you after you've created that space. So you gave yourself like 2 or 3 seconds at least, if it's not like an AK with charge or something. You gave yourself like 2 or 3 seconds of space. I think that's pretty much it. The other skills like are standard to level up, so right, like I guess I'll talk about them though. So you obviously want to level up your trance to max. It can only be at level 5 after level 165. Sorry, my throat was getting really dry. Alright, and then you want to level up your Divine Rage to max as well, because this is like one of your hardest hitting single target spells. And then you want to level up Elastic Force. Now, Elastic Force, this is a buff, right? It increases your, it decreases your chance to get critically hit. So see this buff here, critical hit? I have a 72% chance to not let anybody crit me. That's a lot. That's actually so much right now. Okay, it also, though, increases melee damage resistance. So against monsters, if monsters are hitting you for 6k and you pop Elastic Force, they're only going to end up hitting you for like 3k. It's like 50%. It's so much of a decrease against monsters, and even against like melee classes like AKs, summies, baggies, you know, all the rest, DKs, whatever. Okay, so Elastic Force is obviously a buff, so it's standard, you max that. Multi-blink is one of your escape skills. You shoot 2 times in an area, right? And you dodge, you roll to the side, and you have a chance to bind your target. So the same skill, the same way that like slow arrow works, that it stops your target from moving, so does I'm sorry, I just got confused because I fucked with my skill bar, but so does multi-blink. Multi-blink has that chance to bind your target so they can't move and can't get to you. Fire bullet fires like I think 6 times. Okay, it's this skill that I just used right there, and it has a chance to stun your target for 3 seconds. So that's really good if you like create some space with wonder firing and then throw off fire bullet. You have that chance to stop. You have that chance to stop your target from getting to you. Crazy Arrow shoots an arrow in a circle, and the circle stays there. So think of it as like a curse field, right? In that tiny little circle, people will take damage inside that circle. So you have to set it up. You have to set it up with another skill, otherwise someone's not just gonna stand there in that damage. So if you want to do like for monsters, you can do Trembling Shot into Crazy Arrow into highest, and that will hit. They will all keep hitting the monsters, so you're knocking them back constantly. Is there someone over there? Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, so now after, let's see, alright, we finished talking about trans-up skills, so let's go into Meisters. So here, your choice is either Heavy Rain or Magnum Shooter. So Magnum Shooter is for X-Bow. So if you want to go X-Bow tree, concentrate more on PKing and doing single target damage. Even though it's a little weaker in this action right now, it's still bound to be strong in the next action. So, or most likely, that's a rumor. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. But most of the time when things are weaker, they get stronger in the next action. So we'll see what happens. But if you choose Heavy Rain, this is for bow, right? And this is what I chose. So I don't know anything about these skills, to be honest. I know like what they do, but I don't know enough about them to tell you combos or tell you like anything about it. If I play crossbow in the next action, then I can learn these skills or pay for these skills or whatever and teach you guys how to do it. Alright, so we'll actually talk about the Heavy Rain tree though. Here you go. The first thing I want to talk about is these skills up here. These are your Meister movement skills, right? Oh shit, I meant to hit this. These are your Meister movement skills. So if you put these on your skill bar, you have to press that skill and then you will move in the direction that your camera is facing, right? So shit, let me put Trembling Shot back. Alright, so I highly recommend pressing this button here, clicking this box. So as you're on this box, right, see how your movement skills, like you can't pick them up or anything? You could still uncheck this and click them and put them down on your bar so you can see them, but I don't have that. So you can see the cooldowns, but I don't even use that. I lock these keys, right? And when you lock these keys, that means all you have to do is double tap the key in the direction that your camera's facing. So say you want to dash this way, right? So you would double tap W because that's your front dash. So you double tap W. If you want to dash to the left of the way your camera's facing, you press A twice to dodge to the left. Now these skills increase in cooldown, but also increase in the range they travel. So my front is really short compared to my right and left. And my back is even shorter than my right and left as well. But it's a lot harder to tell the difference between those two. Alright, so now the other skills I want to talk about are the step skill. Oh, thanks. Yay. The other skills I want to talk about are the step skills. So this skill up here, fuck, I keep closing my window. This skill up here, highest. Oh my god, really? Okay, this skill here, highest, is your step 1, right? So I think I finished my quest, yeah. So this step 1 is the reason that it's this skill here that like is the gigantic AoE. Now, all your Meister skills are going to be, after you level them once, like to level 1, there's a % chance of success that your skill book will pass when you're trying to upgrade it, which sucks. It sucks a lot. But I don't believe in like buying the Gniers from the D shop for the game. Like I don't believe in these things here. Wait, hold up. Let me see if I can even find them. Blessing. Wait, I thought I saw it. Oh no. Oh, this thing here. So if you buy this random box, you have a % chance. This is like blacksmith talismans for Meisters, is exactly how I can explain these. So anyways, you have a % chance of increasing your skill every time you use the skill book. And so your step 1 is the biggest circular AoE. Now this one's really good for focusing groups of mobs down. All these steps get better as you level them up, right? So they increase in range. Like the highest increases in the range that it hits on the ground, and also the amount of times that it hits. Oh shit! Wait. I went to the wrong thing. We're in tower, my bad. Anyways, so highest increases as you level it up, it increases the range on the ground that it hits as well as the amount of times it hits. Jersita increases the range of AoE. Like mine's level 7, that range of AoE was pretty large, but at level 10 it's even more. And it's at level 1 it's a really small AoE, so it's kind of tough to use for anything other than like single target damage. But like Jersita hits like 5 times I think. I'm not sure, but I think it hits with like 5 times, right? And it gives you the chance of making that person like binded, like slow arrow or multi-blink can. It binds that target and it will stop them from moving. It has a chance to do that. As well as at max level, it reduces the target's critical resistance. So this stat here, you remember how like my Elastic Force takes my critical hit from 42 to 72. So I get a 30% increase right there from my buff. But this skill would reduce some of that percentage chance of my resistance to get critically hit at max level. So it's really nice. This skill Rescission, oh by the way, Jersita, this one is the step 2. This is step 1, this is step 2. Step 2 and step 1 you can both learn at 170. But step 3 you have to learn at 180. Alright? So your step 3 is called Rescission under the Heavy Rain tree. Now, this skill only hits like it's a really short range, so it doesn't hit a lot. Like you can't hit someone from really far away, right? So like the range of this skill is very like you have to be very close to your target, but it hits really hard. It also has a chance to reduce someone's all stat. So I think either all stat is either these right here, like your resistances, or it's these. I'm pretty sure it's these ones up here, but I can't confirm like what stats it actually reduces. It's one of these two, either these fire resistance or these strength and dex and like spirit. I can't remember which, to be honest. Alright, actually I don't think I've ever known. But also, this hits very hard, and like when it's maxed, it has a chance to reduce someone's defense, like your flat defense. So that's also really good for PKing and PvPing people. This skill also hits a ton harder when it's maxed. Like it will only hit two targets in front of you. It will hit the first 2 targets in front of your character, but it hits really hard at max level. And it's a PK skill, so you can poke people with it and take like 60k damage to people that don't have like a lot of PK PvP res. Like I do 60k crits with this skill, and it's only a level 6, so I can only imagine. Or I mean that's on people that's like way lower than me, but on people that are my level, I do like probably 11 or 12k crits with this right now. At max level, I'll be doing like 22, 23k crits. So hopefully hopefully I can get that leveled up soon and start getting that skill maxed. I'm trying to work on my step 2. I bought a couple skill books, and I bought like 5 skill books I think, and I only got it up 2 levels, so that kind of sucked, but whatever, it happens. Sorry, so many people were PMing me, but I think that's the end of all the skills I wanted to talk about. So I hope that helped you. Let me just go ahead and see if there's anything I didn't really go over. Combat, yeah, you don't really need combat at all. Like, your skills in combat only are really worth it up to like level 100. So then you would be forced to use a reskill, so just don't even bother speccing into it. But yeah, if you follow that guide for right now, in the action right now, it should work. Everything should be fine for you. Also, you want to level up these don't cost any skill points. So you want to level these up as well. Also, your Meister skills don't cost any skill points either. Now, I hope all of that made sense. I think I'm finally done.